Hello everyone. In this video, we will discuss about the introduction of pharmacovigilance. So, word pharmacovigilance means the pharmacon means medicine or drug, or vigilance means to keep watch on a drug. Uh, According to World Health Organization, the pharmacovigilance is defined as the science and activities relating to the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse drug reaction or any other drug related problem. And pharmacovigilance system is coordinated by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, and it is conducted by the CDSCO, means Central Drug Standard Control of Organization. The pharmacovigilance is introduced because of the thalidomide disaster. In 1950 or 1960, the thalidomide disaster occurs. This thalidomide drug is given to the pregnant woman for their morning sickness or as a sleep-inducing drug, and this it results in a horrific birth defect. So after this thalidomide disaster, the pharmacovigilance is compulsory. Then next is a pharmacovigilance in India. History of pharmacovigilance in India. In 1982 and 1989, there is a adverse drug reaction monitoring system for India is invented or proposed. In 1997, India joined the WHO ADR monitoring program. Or in 2004 or 2004 to 2008, National Pharmacovigilance Program was introduced. In 2010, Pharmacovigilance Program of India is introduced. Next is the aim and scope of pharmacovigilance. The first aim of pharmacovigilance is patient care. In patient care, to improve the safety and efficacy of the patient. Then next aim is to public health. Next aim is the public health, to improve the public health. Then next is the risk benefit assessment. In this, to assess the risk and benefits of the drug. The next is the communication, to improve the communication between the patient and healthcare. The next is the objective of the pharmacovigilance. The first objective is reduction of frequency and severity of adverse effect of drug while maintaining the efficacy. Then second is the quality of drug. Particularly depends upon the pharmacovigilance, pharmaceutical industry and authorities, and it is responsible for their approval on the market. So next is why pharmacovigilance is important. Because of the humanitarian concern or for safe use of the medicine, or adverse drug reactions are expensive. Then promoting rational use of medicine, then ensuring public confidence. Or next is the terminologies in pharmacovigilance. The first terminology is vaccine pharmacovigilance. According to World Health Organization, the science and activities related to the detection, assessment, understanding, and communication of adverse event following immunization and other vaccine or immunization related problems, and to prevention of untoward effect of vaccine on human body. The next terminology is adverse event. Adverse event is any untoward medical occurrence in a patient or in a clinical investigation subject to whom pharmaceutical product means drug has been administered, and it is not necessary for adverse event to have been caused by the treatment, and it is an unfavorable and unintended sign, symptom, and disease. The next terminology is adverse reaction. Adverse reaction is any untoward and unintended response to a drug or investigational medicinal product related to any dose administered. Then Third terminology is serious adverse drug reaction. It is an adverse event which results in a death or life threatening, and it requires hospitalization or birth defect. Then, fourth terminology is severe event. Severe event is used to describe the intensity of adverse reaction. Fifth terminology is spontaneous report, means without any scheme. It is an unsolicited communication by regulatory authority, healthcare professional, consumer, or other person that describes the adverse drug reaction or adverse event. Then, sixth terminology is solicited reporting, means through the scheme. Solicited information may include adverse drug reports. Solicited information may be received as a result of patient support program. Then, sixth terminology is drug dependency. Drug dependency is a physical or psychological phenomenon of making the repeated use of reported use of drug compulsive. Then, next terminology is international birth defect. This international birth defect is the date of first marketing authorization of the medicinal product. Then, next terminology is a signal detection. The signal detection is an reported information on a possible causal association between adverse event and drug. Next is a pharmacovigilance program in India. Central Drug Standard Control of Association introduces the pharmacovigilance in India under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The requirements of pharmacovigilance in India is under the Schedule Y of the Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1945. The next part is a function of Upshala Monitoring Center to coordinate the WHO program for international drug monitoring, and it is a more than 18 member of countries are involved. Then, to collect, assess and communicate information from number of countries about the benefits, harm and risk of the drugs and other substances used in medicine to improve the patient health or public health. And it is collaborate with the member countries in the development and practice of this practice of the pharmacovigilance or for the practice of the pharmacovigilance. Then next is a timeline of reporting of adverse drug reaction. By sponsor to licensing authority, there is a time required is 14 calendar days, means 14 days. Within 14 days, this adverse drug reaction is reported to the sponsor. Then investigational to sponsor, it is reported within 24 hours. Then next is the pharmacovigilance program in India. The goal of pharmacovigilance program in India is to ensure that the benefits of use of medicine and risk assessment and objectives of pharmacovigilance program in India. The first objective is to monitor adverse drug reaction in Indian population, or to create awareness about healthcare professional about the importance of adverse drug reaction. Then, to monitor benefit risk profile of medicine. Then, generate the independent or evidence based recommendation of the safety of the medicine, and to support the CDSU for formulating safety related to regulatory decision of why pharmacovigilance is needed in every country. Because of differences in drug production, distribution and use, means for example indication, dose or availability. Then genetics, diet or traditions of the people, for example use of herbal remedies. Then pharmaceutical quality and composition, means active or inactive ingredient. WHO program for international drug monitoring. This WHO program is started in 1968 and it is located in Sweden. It is a collaborating center for maintaining the global adverse drug reaction database. Roles of World Health Organization Collaborating Center is to identify early warning signals of serious adverse reaction to medicines, or to evaluate the hazards, or to undertake research into the mechanism of action, or to aid the development of safer and more effective medicines.